Should men be worried about approaching women in the era of Me Too? Stay tuned. Hey, this is Damon from NLP Gym, bringing you cutting-edge Neuro Linguistic Programming processes and techniques to help you create the life that you desire. So if that sounds good, please click subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can get these videos on a regular basis. So for those of you who might not be aware, I created a program for men to overcome their fear and anxiety of approaching women. I've also created a free webinar to go with that program before you purchase it so you can understand what it is that you're purchasing. So I've been advertising for that out on social media, and just recently I got a comment from someone who said, don't even bother approaching women in this era of Me Too. It's too dangerous. They will come up with false charges to put against you and you could go to jail. And he just kind of went on and on. So I got curious about this, and so I started asking him more specific questions like, have you known anybody? I went full meta model on him. If you know what the meta model is, it's basically the first model that was created in NLP. It's language patterns, and it's a way of becoming more and more precise. So I started asking him precise questions like, does he know anybody who has been accused of that? Especially men who were completely innocent, and women accused him of that. Of course, he had never been accused of it. He didn't know anybody who had been accused of it. And what I basically told him is the message that I really want to get across to men here is that if you're now worried about approaching women because of the Me Too movement, you're just creating another story among the many stories that you've been creating, which is what causes you that anxiety, which is what prevents you from approaching that woman who you find very attractive, who you want to just talk to, who you want to meet, who you would hopefully, if things go well, take out on a date. So you're just creating more anxiety around this. You're creating more of a story that isn't really true. So if you're suffering from approach anxiety and you have trouble, or maybe you can't approach women because you have this anxiety, or you do it, but you still have to push through a lot of resistance and a lot of fear and anxiety to do it, if you're now adding to this story, this idea, well, she's going to create false charges, or she's going to accuse me of harassing her, and so now I have to worry about this, you're just creating more of a problem. You're just creating more anxiety, and that's what we do. That's what anxiety is created from, is sometimes we have healthy fears, but when we start actually having anxiety, as we start creating more and more to the fear story, what we're telling ourselves. So let's just get one thing straight right away, though. There's been a lot of controversy with the Me Too movement. Tony Robbins got in trouble because he made some statements about the Me Too movement where he was it sounded like he was siding with powerful men who might have used their power to coerce women. And it sounded like he was more on their side than he was on the women's side. Of course, he came back and apologized for it. But let's break this down. Let's get real for a moment here. Women don't want to be coerced, pushed, pressured, abused verbally or physically. They don't want to be raped. They don't want to be molested. They don't want to be touched if they don't want to be touched. These are very simple things that you don't have to be a woman to not want. Unfortunately, though, we've had a history of powerful men, and sometimes not even powerful men, but men doing this and taking advantage of women in this way. Guys, you wouldn't like that either. So it's not like women are some mystery and you don't know how to talk to them or touch them or get to know them. It's pretty much the same way that you like to get to know anyone, man or woman. So just be normal about this. That's all it is. It's you can walk up to a woman, say hi to her, introduce yourself, pay her a compliment, and she's not going to accuse you of anything. I mean, sometimes people, not women only, people accuse others. They make false accusations. It just happens. It's not common, but it happens. It's not like women are out to get men. It's not like you go approach a woman, you give her a compliment, and she's suddenly going to turn on you and go crazy and start accusing you of all these things. I've approached over 1,000 women. I've approached women before the Me Too movement. I've approached women after the Me Too movement. And I have never, ever been accused, falsely or otherwise, of harassment, of rape, of molestation, none of these things. In general, women typically like it when a man, out of the blue, walks up to them, says hi, and pays them a compliment. Even if they're not interested, even if they have a boyfriend, if you do this in a polite way, most women enjoy this. Most women like this. There have been on occasion times when I've done this where the woman got a little weird, or she got scared, or she didn't say anything. All that tells me is that she's just not very socially well adjusted to handle someone coming out of the blue and giving them a compliment. And some people are just shy that way. That doesn't mean that this is a massive rejection or that I'm being weird or doing something weird. It's a little unusual to do that, but it's unusual in a very nice way. And the majority of the time, I've got nothing but thank yous, and you've made my day, and I appreciate it. In general, approaching women is a very positive thing. If you're polite and you're respectful and appropriate and you pay her a compliment and you're just positive, in most cases you've made her day. You've broken up her normal routine and uplifted her, and you're going to feel uplifted because you didn't let fear hold you back, and you didn't let any of that noise in your head, those stories that you tell yourself about why you shouldn't approach women, you didn't let that stop you. You moved beyond it. So you're going to feel good about that as well. Even if she says, sorry, not interested, or sorry, I have a boyfriend, you're going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. And she's not going to accuse you of raping her, of harassing her, if you in fact don't do any of those things. So like I said, there's nothing is for certain. People can do weird things. Men and women falsely accuse people from time to time. But like I said, it's extremely rare. Don't let that hold you back. Don't demonize women, telling yourself stories like you're going to be falsely accused and you're going to go to jail and you're going to lose your career and you're going to lose all your money. This is just the anxiety speaking. So let all that stuff go. What I teach in the training that I have is just how to let those things go, how to move beyond that boundary of protection that you're using to protect yourself. So if you want to learn more about this, I will link it to this video, I think here. I'll also put it in the description down here so that you can check out the webinar, see if it's something you're interested in. And then if you are, then of course I have an entire program on how to get beyond this fear, how to get beyond this anxiety. So let all this stuff go about the Me Too movement. As long as you are respectful to women, just like any other human being, just like you would want people to respect you, you're not going to have any problems with this. I've approached women who I later found out after we started dating that they were feminists, and even taking feminist courses and feminist studies in college. And they like meeting men too. They like men approaching them as well. So my message to you is relax and just let go of this idea that women are out to get men. And when you see a woman you want to meet, go meet her. Be nice about it, be respectful, pay her a compliment, and everything's going to be fine. So if you'd like to learn more about how to use NLP to overcome your fears and your anxiety so that you can approach any woman, anytime, anywhere, check the description below or check the card here, and you can get the free webinar about how to do this. And then also, of course, if you like the webinar, you think this is the right training for you, you can get the full program. Also, check out my website, nlp-gym.com. Follow me on Facebook for real-time updates on whatever it is that I'm up to, or new trainings that I'm putting out there, or possibly giving a talk in your area. If you like this video, please click like right down here. And if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button so you can get these videos on a regular basis. Take care.